Those of us who work in the healthcare in this country, we know what it's all about. We know that we deliver the best care. We have the greatest access to technology. People from all over the world come to this country to get their training. They come here to get their healthcare, and they do it for a reason. Whenever you see our elected officials get sick, you never see them jet setting off to other countries to get treated. They do it right here in the US of A. You know, I'll tell you a little story about heart disease in this country, and I think it's a real example of what we have and what we need to work to preserve. But in the 1960s, if you suffered from a heart attack, you had greater than a 35% chance of dying. They'd put you in an oxygen tent, they'd give you some pain medicine and a good book, and they'd tell you good luck. Today, if you have a heart attack, rich or poor, you have a 6% chance of dying. And many of those people get back to very productive lives and even running marathons. And that innovation came from my colleagues, from people that are out there pushing the envelope, constantly trying to improve the situation for our patients and do what we always do on an instinctive level, and that's whatever is best for our patients, no matter how it affects us personally. I read a poll not too long ago that said that 42% of Americans are in favor of this government takeover of healthcare. And I thought to myself, that's because 42% of Americans have no idea what a government-run healthcare system means. But you and I know what that is. We've all been to the Veterans Administration. Well, I remember showing up at the VA my first day. I was just out of medical school, just barely a doctor. I think my first day, in fact, as a doctor, and a patient coded. I showed up on the scene to find out that I was the one in charge of running the code. I couldn't believe it. I had no idea what I was doing, and yet there I was. I can remember going to do my first knee replacement, and it happened at the VA. It was my responsibility to go out into the community to try and find a community surgeon that would donate a day to come and help supervise me while I did this knee replacement. The patient had no relationship with this person, and the doctor actually had no connection to the patient other than just trying to do the best that he could. But our veterans deserve better than that. We all know that if your patients don't get their blood drawn by 10 a.m., you're going to have to wait till tomorrow, because that's the way the VA works. The bureaucracy is more concerned with procedure than they are about caring for the patients. I can remember when I first started rotating through the VA in my surgical years, and we'd show up, and people always know the joke we say about you get a chance to do the morning case and the afternoon case. The bureaucracy is so abysmal there that you just can't get any more work done. So we decided to cut out some of the bureaucracy. So we would go to the holding area, we'd grab the patients, we'd wheel them into the operating room, we'd put them on the table, we'd do the surgery, we'd wheel them out, we'd come back in, we'd mop the floor and turn the room over and go get the next patient. And we started cranking through patients. About a week went by, and my partner and I got called into the head of the hospital's office thinking we were about to get a nice pat on the back. What he told us is if we keep messing with his system, he's going to suspend us. And so we spent the rest of our 2-month rotation doing what everybody else does in the bureaucracy. We showed up late, we left early, and we didn't do very much while we were there. We were the perfect government employees. The people that know me the best laugh because I always go to the VA. Well, the VA is personal to me. I have absolutely no intention of allowing my daughters to receive their health care in that kind of system, and I, for one, am going to do every single thing I can do to make sure that that doesn't happen. I mean, I'm just smart, and I'm not stupid. The other speakers have been doing a great job of getting into the statistics and understanding what's going on, but the government record as it relates to health care is absolutely abysmal. Medicare and Medicaid are bankrupt. I don't understand why we have to talk about anything else. They are bankrupt. In a few short years, there are going to be fewer people paying into the system than drawing benefits, and the Ponzi scheme is going to come crashing down. We really need to be working on restoring that system so that the seniors who've been paying into it their whole life and are counting on this will have something there for them when it comes. But instead, what we're seeing with my children's lives and with the lives of my family members and of my patients is politics as usual. We got $100 million payoffs going on to buy votes. The wheeling and dealing in back rooms, the making up of bills in the dark of night, and then springing them on us with lightning speed with nobody having a chance to read it. Well, I got a message for the people in Congress. We're watching you. You are not going to be able to pass this thing and go back to your lives. People like me and the members of Docs4PatientCare are going to make sure that every single American citizen knows exactly what's been done to them, and they are going to be held to account when election time comes. And the last thing I'll say is it's not just enough to say that you agree with me. The time has come for each and every one of us to stand up. You got to call your senators. You have to engage people. You have to talk to your patients. You have to make everybody understand how grave the situation is. If this system goes through, my daughters will never have an opportunity to climb themselves out from under it, and I, for one, will not allow that to happen.